yourselves a ball. Put the Mets of New York down. Give them a yell. Give them a hand. And let them know you're rooting and you stand. Come on and meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really something to ball. Knocking those home runs over the wall. The east side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the M-E-T-S Mets of New York. Of New York.
Hey there, everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and I'm playing opening day, round 2 of my opening day 1969 season. I started inputting all the rosters and lineups myself, and then I had a couple of people teach me how to do it, how to use BallStat, BallScore, and have the system, the program, do it for you. So it's much easier now. And since I was only about 10 games into the season, I am going to, and I believe one of those games I had to replay anyway, I'm going to replay the first 10 games of the season. And this is going to be kind of the official season that I'm going to be playing probably for the rest of the year, 162 games, 1969 schedule. And then I'm going to use those stats. I'll be backing up my stats to further, support basically or present the data for payoff pitch in terms of, does it reproduce? Is it a reasonable reproduction of the actual stats for the season? So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be rolling now. I started this game already, as you can see. We're in the bottom half of the first, because the first part was a tutorial. You can look that up, Fast Action Card Tutorial. I use a combination of dice and fast action cards. And that's the way I do it. Let me angle this so I can get better. Got cards everywhere flying. All right. This is my team, my Expos team. Then I have my, I love these cards. These are the IP cards. I want to get off task, but I'm going to go off on a tangent, but I love the size. It's really easy to read. For somebody whose eyesight isn't all that great anymore, really easy to read. So anyway, all right, let's get started, or let's continue. Bottom of the first, it's going to be A.G. Gasper, batting second, right field. Batting third is Boswell, Kenny Boswell, the second baseman, batting third. And I think Boswell, correct me if I'm wrong, was a rookie in '69. 23 years old. Got to double check that. He's batting third. Batting fourth is Cleon Jones. He's going to have a big season for the Mets in '69. Then it's Ed Charles. He's the veteran, batting fifth and playing third base. Eddie Kramer's been with the Mets from the beginning. This is going to be a well-deserved celebration at the end of '69. Then it's Jerry Grody batting seventh, the catcher. Buddy Harrelson batting eighth at shortstop. And then it's Tom Seaver. He will be batting ninth. All right. So it's Mudcat Grant. He was 1-6 with a 4.80 ERA. So the Mets should have their way with Mudcat Grant. Tommy Agee's leading it off. All right. So it's a 6 and a 2, and that's going to be an 8. That's going to be in play, and a 43 against a righty. And in play 43 is basically a pop-up to the second baseman. So a pop-up to the second baseman, that's easy enough to do. 1 out. So the way you play this is you roll a 2d6, and then you put them on the pitcher. You look where that is. That'll give you a category on the batter's card, and then the 2d10 will give you a number, and then you look on the batter's card whether it's in a particular category or it's beyond outside of those categories and goes into the out area. At the bottom here of the card, it gives you the stats for the player. These are great cards. Very high-quality cards. All right, so here goes Rod Gasper, 1 out. Oh, I didn't write it down. All right, pop 4. So I'm doing it in 2 places. I'm doing it on the score sheet that I'm keeping, and I'm also doing it on BallStat, BallScore, So I'm doing actually three things at once. 6, 65. So 6 is in play. 65 is going to be a ground ball second base. 4-3. 2 out. I memorized the hotkeys already, so it's a lot faster. Tabletop Baseball Plus, I believe, is the one who recommended. I watched a couple of his videos, and he recommended learn the hotkeys, he said. So that's what I did. I learned the hotkeys. By the way, everything I know I learned from other guys. So I just want to say that and thank them. Guys like ID Jester and Baseball Demos and Tabletop Plus and everybody else who's out there who's doing videos. I learned little bits and pieces and put them all together and created my own thing. That's kind of how you do this. And it always keeps me fresh. It always keeps me excited about what I'm doing. So this is a 7. This is a tough pitch. Let's see if Kenny Boswell can handle that tough pitch. A 59, and that's going to be popped up to left field. So pop 7, and we're going to do 7. That's it. Okay. 3 up, 3 down. Mudcat Grant. All right, 0-0 after 1. Tommy Seaver, Tom Terrific, is going to face John Bateman. That's an 8. That's a tough 43, and that's going to be strike 3. So big strikeout for Seaver. Blows one by John Bateman, the catcher. Next is Coco LeBoy, right-handed batter. Oh, wait a second. Let's see. What was that? Strikeout. Okay, can't go too fast because there's a bunch. All right, this is going to be Wheelhouse off of Seaver. So that tells us to go. We roll a 72 Wheelhouse. That's going to be way out of range. That's going to be a deep fly to center field. On his horse is Agee towards the track and runs it down. Great play by Tommy Agee. So that's an 8. And it's Don Hahn. We printed out this card. You get all the fringe players for free. All right, when you buy the set. I like to order the actual cards from him, from his printer with the fringe players, and he allows you to do that for $14. I ordered those, and meanwhile, I have this. These are a little bit smaller. I don't know if I do another. There's 2 choices there. There's A4. If I did A4, would they be bigger and kind of fit better? But these are a little bit smaller. Okay, so I believe I rolled already. So that's going to be Ballpark, a 76 Ballpark. So Ballpark, you look here, he's a right-handed batter. That's going to be 1-32. So that's way outside. So that means it automatically goes into in play. And that's going to be an in play 0-5 is going to be a line drive base hit to left. So Don Hahn picks up a 2-out single. 2-out single by Don Hahn, and he's on at first. And now it's the pitcher, Mudcat Grant. And that's going to be a 5. Now, I'm going to protect these pitcher hitting cards because I use them a lot. And I'm touching them all the time. They go from team to team. They're borrowed from team to team, so I protect those. They're really cheap. You get these. Look, protect your cards, guys. Right? Because the guy who gets them after you, you're not going to live forever, and somebody's going to get them after you. And then you want them to be like, wow, these cards are really nice. And when I sell the cards, I usually leave the sleeves on them. Even though I don't sell many cards. But sometimes when I do, I leave sleeves on them. But these sleeves are for your standard baseball cards. I'm looking at buying the 76 season because I'm playing the 76 season. So I really like to get the 69 season baseball cards, but that's like a lot of money. It's like $400, $500, $600. I may still do that, though. You don't know, because I'd like to have the players and see the players. I'd love that. I don't buy them to collect them. I buy them to actually look at the players that I'm rolling with and say, wow, this is what they look like. Okay, cool. I don't know. It brings it more to life for me. It gives me a better connection to that time and place. So this is what you use: Ultra Pro 2 5/8 by 3 5/8. Take a, write that down and take a picture of it or whatever. This will protect these cards. They fit perfect in here. These cards fit perfect into those sleeves. So that's a single. So now it's Mudcat Grant. He's a 5-pitcher hitting card. Not very dangerous, but you never know. 6 is a tough out. That's an automatic out. That's strike 3. Seaver bears down. All right. So they leave 1 score, none. Two Ks for Tom Terrific, the franchise. All All right, Mudcat Grant. I always put it left to right. I read left to right. And it's going to be Jones, Cleon Jones. He had a great season in '69. He batted .340. That's going to be a 5. That's going to be patient. A patient 24 is ball 4. So Jones walks. Oh, wait a second. I didn't write in the. Got to be really careful because I'm doing 2 things at once here. Mudcat Grant struck out. All right. And then it's ball 4 for Jones. Now I'm going to try to steal. Let me show you if I. Right here is where I use the number. I use a 4. If I roll a 4, he gets a chance to go. It's an 8, so he does not go. All right. Had I rolled a 4, then I would pull a card. He's a C, and the catcher's arm is a 4. I'm going to write that. Oh, no. Grody is what? Grody's arm. Wait a second. Walk. So it would be Bateman. Bateman's arm is a 4. And I have Bateman's arm is a 4. A Roman numeral 4. And that would make him a C4 because the C is from here. He's a C. And the 4 is from his arm. So a C4 under this chart. Where the hell did I do it? Right here, C4 is going to be a very good opportunity. That's where I would pull my card. And a C4 is right there. It starts 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me pull a different card. There you go. C4 is fair. It tells you on that chart I just pulled. So that he would be out. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Very good. I'm sorry. I'm backwards. But he would also be out on very good. So on this particular card, he would be out. Stealing. So it all depends on, the luck of the draw, the throw, whatever. It's not always absolute, but it increases your chances of being safe. All right, so Jones is on at first. Ed Charles, the batter. Let's roll. That's a 10. That's going to be in play. An in play 0-2. And this is how you pull, you work the fast action card. So I know it's a double. So what happens to the runner? On a double, single double, that's all there is here for hits on the top. Runners advance 2 bases. So they're going to hold them at third base. It's a double, but they're going to stop Jones with nobody out. They're going to stop Jones at third base, and there's second and third now with nobody out. So a walk and a double, and it said Kranepool. So Mudcat Grant already finds himself in some trouble. I love those sleeves, man. Yeah, $43 for 10,000. Exactly. That's how you got to go. Don't just buy 100 sleeves, even though hey, it's only $2. But then shipping is $2, so it's like $5 for 100 sleeves. Buy 1,000 sleeves and it'll pay off, or buy 500 sleeves. That'll pay off a little bit better. Hey, Arnold, how are you, brother? eBay. Thanks, Clinton. eBay. You just go there. Let me show you again if you want to write it down. I'm gonna put it out here. I'm gonna leave it out there right now. Here, let me take this out of the plastic. Leave it there right now because I'm not using that team anyway. All right, second and third. Ed Kranepool's the batter. Mudcat Grant. Not walking anybody in the bottom of the second inning. Still too early. So that's a 10. That's in play. Oh, no, wait. I'm sorry. It's a 6. I don't know what I'm doing. I have so much going on here. All right, 6 is in play, and that's a 64. An in play 64 is a ground ball to short. Now, the infield is back. Okay, the infield is back. Basically, I'm allowing the run to score by playing the infield back. Now, the only way the guy would potentially not score, and I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios here. This is interesting, okay, because this is how I play my games. First of all, there's nobody out. So do I want to rush to try to score my guy from third base with nobody out and run the risk of potentially being thrown out? Now, but this is the situation. How do I know? Is it a slow dribbler? You see, there's some games that tell you it's a slow dribbler or it's a hard hit ball, and this is critical. Like deep drive baseball, which is one of my favorites. I love deep drive baseball. Big, huge fan. It's $12 for the whole 2019 season. And look what it does. It has an average ground ball to first, a hard ground ball to first, and a slow ground ball to first. When it's a hard ground ball to first, there's a good opportunity for a double play if there's a runner on first. Okay, if there's a runner on third, well, guess what? Ground ball, hold. A slow ground ball to first, the runner, slow ground ball to first, H, the runner advances. See? So I don't know if it's a hard ground ball, a soft ground ball, or a regular ground ball. So let's roll soft, medium, and hard. 1, 2. So that's a 3. So it's a medium ground ball to whatever it was. What was it? To short. So actually I had a 64 there. So it's a medium ground ball. So on a medium ground ball, run around third, A, batter holds. Especially with one out. I'm not going to try to, run the risk. Now, I don't really know how Payoff Pitch plays this. Payoff Pitch, I think, says he scores if he's a 7. But guess what? There's only like 3 guys that are 7s. I don't know if I have any. Oh, he is a 7. Okay. So he's going to score on the slow ground ball because he's like really, really fast. So I think that's how they play it. I don't pay much attention to that. It's not a big part of my game. I don't really care too much. So a runner's going to score here. If you notice the way I play the game, I'm fairly objective. Now, I want the Mets to win, and sometimes I give them the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not like, I know I'm going to lose games in baseball. So I may lose this one. I don't know. It's just the nature of the beast. So it's going to be a ground ball to short, and run's going to score on this. But the other runner is going to hold at second. So that's like, I take something and I give it. So that's a ground ball RBI. Jones scores. Oh, I got to get this. Sorry, guys. It's important. Yeah, hello. Sorry, guys. Apologize. All right. Where were we? All right. One run scores. The other one holds at second. Ed Charles is at second. There's one out. Ed Kranepool picks up an RBI. So RBI for Kranepool. And it's Al Weiss. Okay. Weiss is, so I have to make a correction here. Sorry, I had to go. I had to take that call. I'm working on a deal with somebody, and they're freaking out. So Al Weiss plays in this game. I was not aware of that. Let me double check. Let me double check this game. Let me go to Baseball Reference. Oh, Al? No. Huh. Wait a second. That's wrong. April 8th. This has the wrong, Al Weiss did not play shortstop in this game. So that's the wrong lineup. This is the wrong lineup. I did not expect there to be a mistake so quickly. So it's Jerry Grody in this position. So Jerry Grody bats here. So let me remove a player. Let me see if I can do this. Replace a player in the lineup. And I'm going to replace. Okay, so we're going to put. Do not use this screen to place a new player into an empty slot. All right, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put in the select slot first. Wait a second. Okay, so let's do this again. Let's see if I can figure this out here. Okay. All right, we're going to put Grody. We're going to put Grody into this 7 slot where he should be, based on Baseball Reference. Jerry Grody and Bud Harrelson in game 1. Jerry Grody and Bud Harrelson play. Al Weiss plays, but I think Harrelson gets injured or something because he only has 1 at bat. Scores a run. Oh, no, but he walks twice. Then they pinch hit for him later on with Swoboda. All right. So this is Grody's spot. So I'm going to put in Grody in this spot. And Grody's going to be the catcher. And the spot is going to be the first spot. Let's see what happens. Oh, I fixed it. Now here, let me do this. I'm going to put in Harrelson, replace player in lineup. So Harrelson is going to slot 1 at shortstop. Oh, man, I'm getting good. Now let me check the box score. All right, everything's in order. Holy smokes. Everything's in order. Wow, I am good, guys. I got to toot my own horn here. I'm getting good at this ball stat stuff. All right, so it's Jerry Grody who's up now. Ed Kranepool grounds out, drives in a run. All right, here goes. Mudcat Grant, runner on second now, 1 out. Jerry Grody. That's a 7. That's going to be a tough pitch. See what Grody can do with it. A 52, and that's going to be. This is where you pull your fast action cards. Long single into the gap because it says single. Long single into the gap to center field. Runner on second may ? Advance. So it's going to be the center fielder's arm. Who's my center fielder? My center fielder is Han. Han's arm is an 8. So he's got a really good arm. And Charles is on at second base. So let's see Charles is running. So Charles is running is a 7. So between anything below 7, he scores. Anything above 8, he's out. Anything on 7 and 8, we're going to roll on a separate chart. So we're going to roll. So it's a single. Single. We're going to try to score Charles. See what happens. So, like I said, anything below a 7 or above an 8. Above an 8, he's out. Below a 7, he's safe. And then 7 or 8, we're going to roll on a separate chart. That's a 6. So he's safe at the plate. Throw is not in time. So Charles scores 2-0 Mets. RBI for Grody. All right, so you do get throws to the plate. I know IT Jester created an additional chart where you can look at that. Cool. All right, I'll let him know. I'll try to let him know. Let me write a note for myself. 69 lineup. Game 1 has Weiss starting. All right, I put that up for myself here, a little note on the side. Thanks. All right, so now it's Bud Harrelson. Bud Harrelson against Mudcat Grant. There's only, what's going on here? There's, no. Jerry Grody's up. Wait a second. I didn't write it in. Okay, that's what happened. Single, runner scores. All right, Bud Harrelson. That's a 10. That's going to be in play, an in play 93. And this is going to be a fly to left. That's shallow left. And that's going to be, I believe, Mac Jones is there. Makes the catch. 2 outs now. And it's Tom Seaver. That's a 7, tough. A tough 70. And that's strike 3. So Mudcat Grant strikes out Seaver, and that retires the side. Okay, so we got through. And that's a strikeout. Let me get that in there. Let me go back. So Harrelson flies out, and then Seaver strikes out. And that's going to be all she wrote. All right. So it's going to be Seaver against the top of the order, Maury Wills. One in play, 20. So it's an in play. We rolled a 2, right? A 2, it's in play against Seaver, and then a 20. In play 20 is going to be a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. So Wills gets his second single of the game. He's on at first. Now, again, we're going to try to score with him. Steal with him. He has 15 stolen bases, 6 caught stealing. So I'm just going to try to steal with him. He's 37 by this point, so he's not the same player in the early 60s with the Dodgers. But I'm going to still have fun trying to get him to get another. He only has 200 at-bats, so that's not bad for 200 at-bats. He attempts basically one attempt every 10 at-bats. That's an 11. That's nowhere near what we needed. We needed a 6 or less to get a lead. So Gary Sutherland, we're going to try a hit and run. Now, the whole purpose of a hit and run is to stay out of a double play. Okay, it's not to do anything else really. It's just to stay out of a double play when you got somebody on and nobody out. You don't want this guy to hit into double play and now all of a sudden all of a sudden I have like nobody on and 2 outs. Okay. So there's a runner on first. We couldn't steal. We're going to try a hit and run with Gary Sutherland. He had only 31 strikeouts in almost 600 plate appearances. Okay. So this is the type of guy you want to do a hit and run with. Now, here's the hit and run chart. Listen, whatever it says here, as long as you understand the main idea that the purpose of a hit and run is to avoid the double play, that's all you're looking for. So on a ground out, you avoid the double play. Hooray, I'm victorious. That's what you're looking for. Guy, this is not a rocket science. Hey, Appa Chatter. How you doing, brother? All right, that's a 10. Payoff pitch. Ballpark. This creates a whole different scenario now. Okay? Because now I have to roll to see ballpark at Shea Stadium, righty is 1-32. And we roll a 47, so it's going to be in play. It's going to be in play. So we're going to roll in play, see what it is. And that's a 10. That's going to be a line drive base hit, right? Right through the hole. So there goes Wills, right? Covering is the second baseman, and Sutherland goes the opposite way and right through the vacant spot left by second baseman Boswell, who was covering the steal attempt, right? So this is a base hit, and this is automatic that the runner goes to third. It says it right here. All runners advance an extra base on all hits. That's simple. I mean, that's obvious. So this is all obvious. I don't have to look at the chart for that. So goes to third, first and third. And Seaver is in trouble. Seaver's in trouble. Yes, he is. All right. Rusty Staub, runners on first and third. Infield back. Actually, middle infield is halfway. And if I want to get fancy, I'll play the corners infield in, and I'll play the middle infielders halfway. Although in this game, you don't get an advantage for playing them halfway. It's more abstracted, which is fine. I love the abstractions of this game. Some games go to every minuscule detail, okay? And they give you an effect for that, which ultimately creates a lot of adding and subtracting. So I add, and let me explain this. So you add 2 for this, you subtract 2 for that, you add 1 for this, and then you subtract 1 for that, and then you subtract 1 for this, and you add 1 for that. And what do you got? 0. So what the hell am I doing? And then in one particular occasion, after doing all those back and forth calculations, one time in the whole game, it's like, oh, he gets a 2, and he gets a 1, and he gets a 2, and he gets a 1, and he gets a 2, and that's 8. That's automatic. Okay, it's automatic. He reaches second base. What? So you're doing 25 calculations for one time to really make a difference. That's why I love payoff pitch. It abstracts lots of things. You still get the flavor. And I showed you the example. There was a play at the plate on Ed Charles because there was a question mark. I said, you have a choice. Do you want to try to score Ed Charles? And I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm streaming. I'm going to try to score him. It was the throw from Hahn, who has a great arm, but we rolled within Charles's speed, and we were able to score. Had we rolled, higher, he would have been out. So that was basically the deal on there. So actually, Hahn has a poor arm. He doesn't have a good arm, okay? He has a poor arm because it's a high number. A low number would make it, harder to score. So I wouldn't even run on a guy with a low number because let's say Hahn had a 4 and I rolled a 5 or a 6 or a 7 or an 8, he'd be out. So I'm sorry. I think I originally had said that, Hahn has a really good arm, but no. I play a lot of games and I go back and forth, so I'm a little bit thrown off by that. but Hahn has a poor arm in center field. He only plays, I think, 3 games for the Expos. Okay, so it's Rusty Staub, runners on first and third, Tom Seaver. Nobody out here in the let me see, Mets scored 2 in that bottom of the second. They lead at 2-0. All right, that's a 10. That's ballpark. Seaver's not getting good rolls. Ballpark 91, and that's going to be in play. Going to roll on Staub's in play. 34 in play. Ooh, right outside of hit range. And that's going to give us a ground ball to the first baseman. A ground ball to the first baseman could be a potential double play. It's 6 and 8. We need 6 or less for a double play. 6 or less for a double play on 2D6. So this could be big. A run will score, but that doesn't matter. 12. Okay, that's not what we wanted. So basically, it's a ground ball to first. 3 unassisted. RBI. Runner goes to second. Because on 11 or 12, runner advances. So we've got a runner on second, 2-1 now. So Rusty Staub picks up an RBI. Mac Jones. Seaver to Mac Jones. That's a 10. 10 is ballpark. Again, we roll a 62. That's going to be way outside for a lefty. It's 1-23. So we're looking at in play. In play, 96. And that's going to be a fly to right. F9. And that, if it's patient or if it's a wheelhouse fly to right, he would get a chance to advance, but not on an in-play fly to right, okay? Bob Bailey with 2 outs now. Let me do all this here. Okay, so there's a grounder to first. Run scores. The other advances. And then it was a fly to right. And now it said Charles. Wait a second. Where am I here? What am I doing? Oh God. All right. I made a mess. Okay. I made an absolute mess here. I gotta undo a whole bunch of stuff. Hold on. All right, but let me take a picture of this real quick. Let me take a picture of what I did so I can redo it on the next page. Okay, got that. Now let me undo everything. Undo. I don't know, for some reason I was on the wrong team. I wasn't really paying close attention because I'm doing a lot of explaining, a lot of talking about different things. All right, so it's the top of the third, and Maury Wills singles. Oh, I had it here too. All right, usually I take a picture of it. And then it's first and third. It's a single again. Runner goes to third, first and third. And then Stahl grounds out to first. It's an RBI. Runner to second. And then Mac Jones flies to right. Okay, now we got Bob Bailey. Bob Bailey. And these are the card sleeves that I use to protect the cards. Tom Seaver versus Bob Bailey. Let's see if he can get something going here. 8. That's going to be finally a tough result. 99. That's popped up. And that's on the left side. Back goes Charles. In comes Jones. And Charles calls him off, makes the catch. And that retires the side. But the Expos pick up a run on 2 hits. 2-1 Mets. Now, I really, really, really want the Mets to win opening day. But if they don't, I'm not going to freak out. So when I play, I try to, be realistic. So I try to be objective and always think of baseball first. That's really ultimately what I do. All right. So that's a 7. 7 is a tough pitch by Mudcat. A tough 25 is strike 3. AG strikes out on a curveball. 1 down. This game plays really fast, guys. That's an 8 in play, 58. And that's a grounder to second. Two out. Kenny Boswell, he's 0 for 1 on the day. That's an 8. That's in play, 41. And that's going to be grounded to first. So that's a 0M. And that's all. 3 up, 3 down from Mudcat. 2-1 ball game. So Mudcat, who had a poor season in 69, is giving Tom Terrific a run for his money. John Bateman. That's a 7. That's in play, 93. And that's going to be a fly to left. 1 down. Let me go back. I forgot to do this part. K, 4, 3, K, 4, 3, and 3 and assisted. Okay. Okay, Coco LeBoy. What is that? 8, tough, 11, strike 3. So Seaver blows it by LeBoy, shaking his head, goes back to the dugout. He saw some of Seaver's best stuff. So it's a fly to 7. It's a K. And now it's Don Hahn. Don Hahn is going to play with the Mets eventually. And 73 goes to the World Series with the Mets. 9, Patient. Patient 70. And that's going to be a fly to center. And that's going to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. Okay. Love payoff pitch, man. Love payoff pitch. Mudcat against Cleon Jones. Cleon Jones is the guy for the Mets. Batted .340. He was the heart and soul of their offense. And 69. 6, that's in play. 87. Not going to be a hit here. It's going to be a grounder to short. 6-3, 1 down. Ed Charles. Oh, damn it. I didn't pick up all the dice. All right, 8, in play. 63. And that's a grounder to second. Sutherland. Over to the first baseman. Who was the first baseman? Bob Bailey. Let's see. Ed Kranepool. Two outs. Make sure I have these written down here. So it's a 6-3, 4-3, and now it's Eddie Kranepool. So I'm keeping score on 2 places. 8. That's going to be in play 60. In play 60, and that's going to be a ground ball to short. 3 up, 3 down. Again, Mudcat Grant, and I'm having trouble saying Mudcat. I don't know why. Mudcat Grant giving Seaver a run for his money. All right, it's Mudcat is up, right-handed batter. That's a 4. That's going to be Patient, a Patient 23. He's a 5 pitcher hitting card, and a 23 is going to be a ground ball and through the left side for a hit. So Mudcat gets a single off Seaver, and Wills now is going to bunt, and this is where I use my fast action cards. A bunt is a C. We don't know whether he's going to bunt. We're not totally sure, so we're going to leave it as a C because, I mean, he could hit away as well. I mean, he's normally a hitter. I don't know what he batted, and I really don't care. But we're going to leave it as a C, and it's going to be a successful sacrifice. He bunts it to the pitcher. Pitcher picks it up, throws to the first baseman, and it's a successful sacrifice. And it's 1. All right. So Mudcat singles, and then it's going to be a sacrifice hit. 1-4. So Mudcat Grant is at second on a sacrifice, and now it's going to be Sutherland. See if Sutherland can get him in to tie this ball game. Tom Seaver. That's a 6, tough out. So a 23 tough out is going to be a ground ball comebacker back to Seaver. Right? It's a comebacker and runner. He's already in scoring position, and there's already one out. So he's not going to. He doesn't want to make the third. Well, he may try to go to. Well, he wouldn't go to third on this. I don't think he'd go to third on a comebacker to the pitcher. Grant is not a particularly speedy guy, so he's playing it safe. So he's going to stay at second base. Makes sense. Now look at his card. Yeah, he's not a particularly speedy guy. So, and he's in scoring position. With 2 outs, he will score because he's a run rating of 6. So with 2 outs, he'll score. So Rusty Staub, 2 outs now. 1-3. Holds at second. And here goes. That's a 10. That's ballpark. 63. Lefty. Left-handed. Oh no, right-handed pitcher. It's going to be a 1-32. All right. Against a right-handed pitcher, it's 1-32. And that's a 63. So we're looking at in play. In play, let's see. 1-33 is going to be a hit and a run scores. The game is tied. This is going to be a 65. It's a grounded to short. Harrelson up with it, fires to first, and that retires the side. So even the Expos leave 1. And at the end of 3.5, it's 2-1 Mets. Mudcat Grant has been matching Tom Terrific pitch for pitch. Here goes. Mudcat. Jerry Grody. That's an 8. In play. 51. And that's going to be a grounded to third. Nice pickup by LeBoy. Fires to first. 1 away. Next is Bud Harrelson. Bud Harrelson, 11. That's wheelhouse. 75. And that's going to be a F8 fly ball. Center field. 2 out. And now it's Tom Terrific. He's a 3-pitcher hitting card. Oh, foul ball. Souvenir. And that's an 11. Wheelhouse 22. Wheelhouse 22. He's a 3. And that's going to be a pop-up. Right side, first baseman. Bailey calls for it, makes the catch, and that retires the side. So after 4, 2-1 Mets. We had a great game. Mudcat Grant, who had a 1-6 record with a 4.80 ERA and 10 starts, matching Tom Terrific, the franchise. Yep. True, my friends. Do not doubt it. Great game going here. Payoff pitch, one of the best games out. All right, Tom Seaver versus Mac Jones. He's a lefty. He batted 282 versus righties. I got the split cards. Everybody gets splits except for fringe players. And that's like players with less than 20 at-bats. 5, that's a tough out. That's a 25. That's strike 3. So strikeout for Seaver. Strikes out Jones. And that's his 1, 2, 3, 4th strikeout for the game. Bob Bailey. That's a 7 in play 26. And that's going to be a line drive base hit center field for Bailey. He's on it with a single. Doesn't really steal much. Had 3 stolen bases. We could roll for him. I mean, let's try it just to show you the fast. Yeah, I didn't get it. I didn't think so. John Bateman. I needed a 4 for him to get a lead to steal. All right, 6. Tough out, 96. And that's going to be a fly to left. Fly to left. 2 out, and it's wait a second. Mac Jones. Now it should be, wait a second. Bob Bailey, Bateman. Should be Bateman. Now it should be Bateman. Where's LeBoy? Oh, LeBoy's next. Okay. Yeah. Mac Jones, Bob Bailey. All right. Everything's good. John Bateman's up. That last one should have been Bob Bailey. I don't know what happened there. All right. So that's a 6. Tough out. 67. And that's going to be a fly to center. And that retires the side. So let me double check that last inning. Wait a second. Top of the 6th. Oh, one guy. Oh, I see what happened. Wait a second. I had a strikeout, then I had a single. I didn't give the guy a single. All right, let me give the guy a single. Let me go back. All right, let me give the guy a single. What? Wait. Let me undo. Let me undo. 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 And then it's going to be a single. And then it's going to be a fly out to left. And then a fly out to center, I believe. That seems about right. Okay. And then LeBoy, there it goes. That seems about right, basically what happened. And then we're in the top 6 now. And it's Mudcat Grant versus Tommy Agee. In the bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th, Mudcat Grant, Tommy Agee. And that's a 5. Patient, a patient 63. And that's going to be a fly to right. 1 down. Okay. And the next one is Gasper. That's a 5. Patient again, 48. Patient 48. That's going to be a ground ball and through to the right side for a single. So Gasper singles on at first. Gasper's not really a base stealer, but we're going to try. Again, it'll give us a chance to use the fast action cards, and he gets it. So there he goes. Bateman, we said it was a bad arm, so he's going to be above average. So we're going to pull a card. He's very good, and he is safe at second base. Bateman has a 4 arm, and Gasper is a C. So a C4 is very good stealing potential on that play, and it's a stolen base. And Kenny Boswell now. That's an 8. That's in play, 21, and that's a base hit. We're going to use a fast action card, single, opposite field liner, runner on second scores. Look at that. So lucky we stole that base because RBI single. Kenny Boswell comes through big time. Cleon Jones, 3-1 Mets, bottom of the 6th. 4, defense. Aha, about time. Defense. So we get to pull a fast action card. I get to teach you guys, or not teach everybody, but at least demonstrate how I do it. So range, first base. So I like ranges because it gives a guy an opportunity to get a hit out of it. So range, first base. First baseman is Bailey. So let's take a look at his range. Now I rolled a 65. Kind of high. So let's look at Bailey's range. Bailey's range is average, is a C. A C range for Shea Stadium is a 1 to 42 is a hit. Otherwise, it's an out. We're going to see what kind of an out it is by pulling another card. What kind of an out? It's a ground ball, fielder's choice. Oh, no, wait, it would be here. Ground ball and runner advances. Okay. So basically, it's a 3-1 or unassisted, a 3U. Runner goes to second. We'll do a 3U. Excuse me. So Gaspar, then he steals second. And then it was Boswell who singled him home. And now it's Cleon Jones, and Cleon Jones grounds to first. And runner moves to second. Okay. And it's Ed Charles. Ed Charles, 2 outs, right? Yep. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Mets scored a run. It was a single stolen base by Gasper and a single by Boswell. 3-1 Mets in the bottom of the 6th. Mudcat Grant is still in there. He'll probably go the whole game, although 7 is his fatigue inning, so we may have to pull him. All right. 5, patient 51, a patient 51, and that's going to be a fly to right. And that is going to retire the side. But the Mets pick up 1 run. They lead it 3-1. Tom Terrific. We expect him to go the whole game. Hopefully he does that. So Mudcat Grant comes up in this inning here in the top of the 7th. So let's get to that quickly. I got to get something to drink real quick. So it's Don Hahn leading it off. And that's an 8. That's tough. A tough 40. Tough 40 is a strikeout. Strike 3. That's Seaver's 5th. And now it's the pitcher spot. And because of the score and the fact that he runs out of gas starting the 7th inning, we are going to pinch hit. Let's quickly look at who they use to pinch hit. Expos used Ty Klein. I think he's a switch hitter. Ty Klein, I believe, is a switch hitter. And they have almost every player, so I know Ty Klein is in here. I've used them before. So I'm gonna play these to death. 1969 National League. I want to use everything I have. I don't want to own stuff and not use it, because I don't believe in collecting for just to have it. I don't believe in that, because then you die and it doesn't fit in your coffin. And then what do? People have to sell the stuff, and then they find one buyer that says, I'll buy it all from you. I'll give you $20 a set. And they'll say, yeah, I'd rather do that, which makes sense. I'd rather them do that. I'd rather them do it to sell it to one guy for $20 a set. But then what does that one guy do? He turns it over and sells everything for $200 a set, puts it on eBay and lets it sit there for years. He doesn't care. You don't lose anything. Doesn't pay any rent on eBay. If you sell it, you do, but not if you just keep it there, stored for eternity. That's how they do it. Wait for that guy that has the money sitting there and really wants it. So Ty Klein is going to pinch hit. So I'm going to write him in as a pinch hitter. Ty Klein. All right. So here's Tom Seaver to Ty Klein. That's a 6. That's tough out. 83. And that's going to be a ground ball second base. So there's a pinch hitter. 2 outs. And Klein, 4. Grant, top 7. That's done. And that's Maury Wills with 2 outs. All right, it's a 5. Tough out. 11. Strike 3. Seaver blows it by Wills. And that retires the side. So Tom Terrific picks up his 6th strikeout. We go to the bottom half of the 7th. Mets lead it 3-1. This is exciting. We're going to have to get a new pitcher. And the new pitcher is probably going to be a guy named Shaw, Don Shaw. There's not so much righty-lefty stuff. But it happens that Ed Kranepool is there. He's a lefty, so we're going to bring in Shaw. So Shaw, and actually the way I do this, I do it with a red. So red denotes a new pitcher comes in. There we go. From this point on, there's a new pitcher. It's going to be Don Shaw. Visitors with Grant. And now it's Shaw. Grant went 6. Gave up 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits. Struck out 2. Walked 1. Gave up 3 runs, 3 earned runs, no home runs, no hit by pitch, no wild pitch. All right, Shaw. He's going to pitch the Kranepool. Don Shaw. And I got to write in this new pitcher. So new pitcher is going to be Don Shaw. Oh, Eddie Kranepool. Let's go Kranepool. Love Eddie Kranepool, man. He's a kid from the Bronx. Kid from the Bronx who plays his whole career with the Mets, retires in 79. I played the 79 season, and that was great. I used to bring him in as a pinch hitter all the time. He started a few games, hit a couple of home runs. I love Eddie Kranepool. Old school ball. You stay with your team forever. Maybe you're not the greatest player, but you try to contribute. 6 in play, 89, and he's a lefty now. So that's going to be a grounder to second. 1 down, 4-3. Jerry Grody next. I need to protect. Let's see. I need to protect Kranepool. He's not protecting. Not in the sleeve. Not in the sleeve. He plays a lot. He plays. He has almost 400 plate appearances. So I got to have him protected. For guys that only play like a few times, I won't. Sometimes I don't bother. Jerry Grody. Jerry Grody on the day is 1 for 2 and an RBI. Oh, Jesus Christ. What's wrong with me? All right. 4, ballpark. Ballpark 44. You can see that is above the versus right-handed pitcher versus left-handed pitchers of 23. So that's way above that. So it's going to be in play against a lefty. And that's a 75. That's way out. That's a fly ball center field. 2 out. Bottom of the 7th, 3-1 Mets. Don Shaw on the mound for the Expos. Foul ball souvenir for a lucky fan. And that's going to be an 8. That's tough. A tough 57 against a lefty. And that's going to be that's popped up. Right side. First baseman Bailey calls for it. Makes the catch. That retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Don Shaw. Tom Terrific in the top of the 8th. Can Tom Terrific go? Complete the game? That's the question. Let's see what happens. Gary Sutherland. Gary Sutherland. 10, that's ballpark. 10, that's going to be wheelhouse. 1 to 3 hits a home run. So 1 to 3 hits a home run. 4 to 8 is a double, and then 9 to 26 is a single. It's a 58. That's way out of range there, and that's going to be a ground ball second base. So up with his Boswell, throws over to Kranepool, 1 away. Rusty Staub. So a lot of excitement for nothing, a lot of drama for nothing. Tough out, 6-19, and that's a strikeout. Rusty Staub. So that was 4 to 3, and this is his 7th strikeout. So Seaver seems to be getting stronger as the game progresses. Now it's Mac Jones. Mac Jones is 0 for 2 and a walk. That's a 10. Ballpark, 14. That's another potential wheelhouse. But with Mac Jones, he hit 22 home runs. So it's going to be a 1 to 54 home run chance. Uh-oh. So against a right-handed pitcher, 1 to 32, the 14 falls within that. All right, so we're going to roll to D10, 1 to 54, and that ball is a deep drive to right field. And back goes the right fielder, Gasper, to the track. To the wall. He looks up. That's gone. It's out of here. Mac Jones connects, makes the ball game, brings the Expos within 1 run, 3 to 2. So home run for Mac Jones. Mac Jones had good power, so it makes sense. Bob Bailey. Bob Bailey. Pitch from Seaver. That's a 3. That's a defense. Now I get to go slow motion here to teach you the cards. Fast dashing card. Error third base. 74. That's a really high number. 74. It doesn't go to 74. So nobody can make an error on that number 74. That's what I rolled here, 74. You see that? which means that it's going to be an out. And to the third baseman, I was making a line out because they really don't have too many line outs. It only happens once in a while. I think it should happen a few more times. So that's it. So side retired. We move on to the bottom. So that's an L5. And an L5 is a wacky symbol there. All right. So it should be 3-2. Yep, 3-2. And Don Shaw is still in there. Bud Harrelson. Okay, so that was a pop 3. So now it's going to be Seaver leading off. Tom Seaver's leading off. Hope everybody's doing all right out there. Tom Seaver is leading off in the bottom half of the 8th inning. It's 3-2 Mets, so this is a heck of a game. We're going to let Seaver bat. We are going to let Seaver bat. We want him to finish this game. We need him to finish this game. That's a 9. Patient 98. 3. That's going to be way out of range. That's going to be a fly ball left field. 1 out. Tommy Agee. 5. That's a patient 64 against a lefty, and that's going to be a base on balls. So Tommy Agee walks. And we're going to try to get a nope. We needed a 4. See, Steele 4. We needed a 4, rolled an 8. So he doesn't get a lead. So he does not go. Gasper. I could try hit and run. Let me try hit and run with Gasper. Stay out of that double play. 2, 4. So we rolled a 4, which is ballpark, and then an 18 versus a lefty pitcher, which is wheelhouse. So we're going to be in the wheelhouse. We're going to be in the wheelhouse, and that's going to be a little different. Wheelhouse, if you roll wheelhouse, 1-10 is a double, 11-30 is a single, 91-99 is a home run if range is 1-50 or higher. Otherwise, it's a fly ball. Wow, I never read that. That's weird. Home run if home run range is 1-50. Okay, so this has to be like a major power hitter. And this guy does not have one. He has no home runs at all, so he's not going to hit a home run. It's going to be a deep fly to center. All right, let's see what I roll. 55, so that's going to be ground ball to shortstop, all runners advance. Okay. So basically it was a walk to Agee, and then 6-3, run around second. Boswell with 2 outs. That's a 4. That's ballpark. 0-1. That's going to be wheelhouse. That's going to, oh, wait, it was 1-15 there anyway. Yeah, okay. I got to keep reminding myself. I got to look on the left side, left-handed pitcher. So it's a 4 ballpark. 0-1 is a wheelhouse. So we're going to roll for wheelhouse. And that's a 37. And that's going to be a ground ball comebacker to Shaw. Feels his position. 1-3. And that retires the side. Okay. So we go to top of the 9th. So the Expos are down to their last 3 outs. Expos are down to their last 3 outs. Seaver versus Bateman, LeBoy, and Hahn. See what happens. Tommy Seaver's been known to have some bad luck. That's an 11 wheelhouse. And this is not the guy you want to roll wheelhouse. He had 8 home runs and 200 at bats. So that would make him a 24 home run guy. And he 1-44 is going to be a home run and the game is tied. Holy smokes. Not what we wanted. Wheelhouse. 11. We rolled in 11. Take a look at that. It's not what we wanted. Okay, now we look. 66. So we're lucky because that's going to be a line drive and caught by the second baseman, Boswell. So it's a line out to the second baseman. I've trained myself not to look at the results on the D10s. I only look at these first. I don't even see those. I don't know how I trained myself to do that. But then all of a sudden I say, oh, I rolled already. That's right. That's why I roll. So I don't know what the result's going to be. So there's drama there for me because I don't know what it's going to be. So 11, wheelhouse, and then it's a line drive to second to, what did I say? 66 to, yep, to second base. Oh, no. Wait. What the hell did I just do? Okay, let me undo that. Okay, so it's going to be a line out to second base, and that's going to be a Z, L4. So Bateman hits it on the screws, but right at the second baseman, Boswell. So it's L4. 1 out. Coco LeBoy, so for 3. That's a 9. That's patient. Patient 52. And that's going to be an out. That's going to be a ground ball third. 2 out. So we're going to bring in a pinch hitter, and for Don Hahn, who's a mess, not a very good hitter. And we're going to bring in this other lefty that they were using to pinch hit constantly, a guy named, he's a center fielder. Center fielder named, he's the last, Don Bosch, switch hitter. Don Bosch is going to come in to pinch hit for Hahn in top of the 9th with 2 outs, top of the 9th. So can Seaver win this ball game? We'll see what happens. All right, that's a 5. That's a tough out. So that's a guaranteed out. Ball game is over. It's going to be a fly ball, shallow right. Right there is Gasper. Game is over. Mets win it by a score of 3-2. This was an exciting ball game. 3-2. Hits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Tommy Terrific gives up 7 hits. I don't think there was any errors in this game for either team. Mets had 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Damn it, I wrote it wrong. There you go. 3-2. Mets win it by a score of 3-2. And this is April 8th, opening day. Seaver is going to get the victory. Tom Terrific. So he's going to get the win. He goes 9, gives up 7, strikes out how many? He strikes out 7. He walks 1. 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 1 home run. No hit batsman, no wild pitches. And that's it. Shaw didn't pitch too bad. 2 innings, no hits, strikeouts, none, 1 walk, no runs. The loss is going to go to Mudcat. All right, guys, that's basically it. We played game 1. Mets Expos. Let me see what game 2, what the deal with game 2 is. So let me write this in there. So it's a 5-3 out. And then the final out was a fly ball to right field. And the game is over. Mets win. Mets win. Mets win. They win opening day. Mudcat Grant gets the loss. Tom Seaver gets the win. Location is Shea Stadium. And the date was April 8th. I got to go all the way back to, hold on a second. Let me try to get the year, 69. So it's April 69, April 8th, 69. Tuesday, April 8th, 69. Let me check the box score, make sure everything's in order. Yep. It's a beautiful box score. Ballstat Ball Score creates a beautiful box score. So everything's great. Everything looks good. So I'm going to save. I'm going to update these teams. Export directly to Ballstat. Create this team. 3 letters for Montreal. M-O-N. 3 letters for the Mets. New York National. Home field for Montreal is Jarry Park. Jarry Park. Jarry Park, what do they call it? Stadium or Stadium? All right. And this is National League East, and that's it. All right, I created that team. Now I'm going to create the Mets. Create this team, Shea Stadium, National League East. It's okay. And I'm done. Boom. So now I can get ready to play another game. All right, guys. This is CP Cards and Dice. I'm going to take a little break and take a little rest. Thanks for stopping by and checking it out. I hope it was entertaining to you. The Mets win opening day, April 8th. I'm redoing I did 10 practice games. Call them exhibition games, practice games, whatever you want. This time I'm using Ball Score, Ball Stat with all the lineups created. So I just click and the lineup for that day is in there. So I don't have to write out the lineups. It takes like 1 minute to set up. I have the schedule, I have the roster, I have the lineup, I have everything in place. And then I felt like to show you, because I know I use iScore and I use Ball Stat, but sometimes I get the itch. I get the itch to write, go old school. This is how I did it originally. And for about 25, 30 years, I carried the book of my original 1976 scorebook. It was a thick marble composition book. It was the real thick ones. It was blue. And I carried that for a long, long, long time. And I don't know why I don't have it anymore. I'm not sure if my wife has it hidden away. I'm going to ask her. But I had that for many years. And at some point in my life, I may have said, oh, I'm never going to look at this again. But man, I would love to have that. But I have a feeling I threw it away. So anyway, it was one of those things. But for a long time, I had it. The original I completed that in 1977. I was 13. I played the 76 Yankees. And I watched the 77 season. And I had the greatest time of my life. And it left a mark to this day, kind of peace and serenity and isolation and a stressless relaxation that our tabletop games create. Oh, and by the way, just to finish this broadcast with something interesting, this is the Constitution of the United States. And in the Constitution of the United States, Amendment 1 says Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of your right to worship any tabletop game you choose, or prohibit the free exercise thereof. You can play the game you love, and you can worship the game you love. Or abridging freedom of speech, that you can say the game you love and why you love it, and you can also say the game you don't love so much and why you don't love it so much. Or the press. You can write. You can send. You can go on a forum and write down, hey, you know what? I think there's a problem with this game. Or I think this game handles this really, really well. You shouldn't get banned or censored or exiled for doing that. The right of people to peaceably come together. So people that you agree with, you go to forums that agree with you or that disagree with you. Whatever it is, you can be free to do that. You shouldn't get banned. You shouldn't get exiled. You shouldn't get threatened. Okay? or to petition the company for a redress of a grievance. If you don't feel the company is meeting your expectations, you have the freedom to ask them to say, "Hey, man, why don't you give us all the fringe cards? Why don't you give us these cards on PDF? Why don't you produce all the seasons? You have them available to you." One thing is to request a small company to overnight offer you 60 different seasons. Another thing is to ask a company that has all the seasons to produce all the seasons, to allow you to purchase those seasons. So you have a right in the First Amendment to all these things. So if there are forums out there that are censoring, over policing, acting heavy-handedly with all types of intimidation and bullying, because that's what it is. If you don't say what they want to hear, they don't want to hear it. All right. It's one thing to say, hey, this game really sucks. This is the worst game. That's one thing. But to say, wow, I wish they would do this, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. There's nothing wrong with to vote verbalizing your demand, verbalizing your expectations for their products. So anyway, I just wanted to, that's from the Constitution of the United States. So this is the Constitution, Amendment 1, as per Tabletop Gaming. All right, guys, this is CP Cards and Dice. I will talk to you later. Thanks for watching.